My name is Shannon and I am a flock mama, and 2 of my 3 flock mates are awake right now. This is Pearl. Pearl is in his small travel cage. He is 22 years old, he's 22 years young, and he has been with me since he was a 5-week-old chick. And so you see there's a big project going on. Awesome. There's a huge project going on right now, which I am so excited to tell you about. But right now, I just want to head around the corner and see if my little sleepy girl is up. This is Malti. Malti is, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to say this. She is almost 7 years old, and I have had her since she was a 5-week-old hatchling. She's very full right now. We went to my folks' house yesterday, and Chef Grandma, I'm just going to go ahead and say Chef Grandma may have overfed her a little. She's been very sleepy today, plus it's cold. So she is, she's in her outdoor habitat. So this seems like a good place to start. Today, I wanted to introduce you to all 3 of my wonderful flock mates, but one of them decided to go back into hibernation because we just got a cold snap, which is a word you don't hear from a native Texan very often, especially in April. But we just got one, and he was just kind of cold stunned, so I put him back into hibernation. So we'll just start here. Tortoise husbandry and tortoise. Oh, Margot, Sabrina, it's so nice to see you. It's been a little while, so it's really cool to reconnect on this this live stream experience with old friends. I absolutely love it. And so what we've got here, tortoise and box turtle husbandry is, I heard people when I first started turtle and tortoise keeping say, tortoises will steal your wallet and your heart, not necessarily in that order. And I have to say, it really is, it's neck and neck at the moment. I mean, I just tell her every day it's a good thing she's so cute. What you're looking at right now is a product of our 3rd move. Ever since I've gotten Malti and Bruce, I've moved every couple of years because they keep outgrowing the available space I have in my rental properties. This is a 200 square foot L-shaped outdoor enclosure. As Malti has gotten bigger, she has transitioned to living here pretty much full-time as long as it is sufficiently warm for her. And I'm just going to give you a little peek at everything. There's a dead zone in the back. When Alex and I were testing, we had really good luck today. And I want you guys to know that I am very high-tech, and I'm wearing my Wi-Fi hotspot in my sports bra just to make sure it's as close to me as possible. So as you can see, it doesn't look like much, but it's the product of over $1,000 and counting at this point of work. It's fully enclosed all the way around. I'm just going to take a peek around the back. I can show you more from the other side. Scavenged every plant that I can. Oh, DP Cutts. Hi, Pam. Yeah, so Mom and Dad sounding very official today. Chef Grandma has logged on to see how her girl is doing after all that special pineapple yesterday, right? And Pam, it is so awesome to see you on my feed. Thank you so much for joining. Oh my gosh, Kane, thank you so much for your donation. This is a really cool fundraising event. I'm so in love with these crowdsourced fundraising because it really does it just shows you in almost real time how if we all do a little, it adds up to a lot. Oh, Dylan, thank you so much. I've been working on it. Oh, there's so many donated items, and there's so many, this is repurposed chicken wire from a box turtle rescue I assisted with last summer, and lots of bird netting. We have nesting hawks. If you hear, I don't know if you can hear them, but the mama and daddy are calling back and forth. Mom and I, DP Cutts and I, rescued a baby mockingbird yesterday in the backyard, so it's definitely nesting season. Oh, did you just do a little turtle yawn for the camera? Do you want to do it again? You know Chef Grandma's watching you. Oh. Oh. Laurel, hey, it's so good to see you on the stream. And maybe, okay, Laurel just said hi. Do you want to do another? Did you guys see the little turtle yawn? They're very, you just have to really just be there in the moment. You never know when they're going to happen. So Malti is bumpy the way that she is. Some of you who are watching may be noticing that she has a condition that where her shell has it hasn't grown uniformly, and that's called pyramiding. She's recovering from metabolic bone disease, and that is a subject for a whole separate live stream. However, this outdoor habitat with its filtered sunlight, lots of places to hide, lots of foraging, this is absolutely ideal. My veterinary team and I have worked really, really hard to provide her with an extremely naturalistic environment that would be very similar to what she'd find in her native South America, where they live in kind of the grassland areas, and they kind of traverse back and forth between grasslands and some of the tropical forest areas. They're really considered a tropical forest tortoise, and so it would be much more heavily forested than this. We do also have, working on that, I rescued a tree the other day. I don't know what it is, if any of you do. It looks like it wants some water too. It was just sitting, I don't know, somebody didn't want it and they just left it on the side of the road. So I'm give it some water here. But if I'm showing you a close-up of the leaf in case anybody knows what it is. You know, Sabrina, so the question of Malti and Pearl and Bruce and our dachshund Flash Gordon, if some of you follow us on Instagram and over on Mammalz.com, you know, it has to be done relatively carefully because there is always the risk of cross-contamination. Now, my 3 animals are, you know, that we're kind of in each other's lives at this point, so it's a little bit easier to kind of let it lapse a little. But the textbook answer is no. You know, anytime there's a new rescue animal, even if it's just, you know, like yesterday I handled the baby mockingbird and then I forgot to wash my hands and I went and handled Pearl and I was just worrying all afternoon. So there's always going to be a risk, and there's lots of behavioral differences, and you know, males and females of any turtle and tortoise species can have some interesting interactions once they reach sexual maturity. And my box turtle Bruce over here, all you're going to get to see of him today is this little hay pile, because he went back into kind of a, I guess we're getting a, what do they call it, Indian summer? We're getting Indian winter here. And so he is, let's see if we can find him. Oh, there's my baby. There's my little baby. We almost lost him this past winter with the big Texas snowstorm that we had, and I can't believe I can even say that without crying, because it was so difficult for us. But he pretty much is like, if it looks like a lady turtle, he's going to try to make baby box turtle eggs with it. So the one time I let him and Malti interact, she almost literally, and I really mean this very literally, I have videos to prove it, she almost bit his face off. His social skills kind of are basically like, come closer, come a lot closer, come so close that I'm going to bite your face off because I just can't take it anymore. And so I really don't let them interact at all. Both Bruce and Malti love Pearl reliably. Like, if Pearl is around, they are fascinated. He is so interesting. They have never once tried to snap at him, although I get a lot of comments on our feeds on Mammalz and Instagram. You know, You know, Sabrina, they are all, Pearl is, I mean, look at that face. If you were a ladybird, you know, I mean, talk about, I'd be all over that. So, and Bruce, I mean, who wouldn't want to have orange cheek patches? I mean, I'm signing up for that if I was a lady box turtle. So these guys, cockatiels, you know, back in the day when I first started keeping parrots when I was 8, they really, the life expectancy was anywhere from, you know, 8 to maybe 15 years. And that's what you'll see on a lot of the older websites that, you know, if you Google like cockatiel lifespan. The truth is they can live well into their mid-30s, and I have a friend on Facebook whose cockatiel is 35. He's 22 right now, and I tell him almost every day we're going for either we're going to break the world record of the oldest lived cockatiel or immortal. I prefer option B, but that's just me. Yeah, Now Malti and Bruce both. Let's go see if she's still over here. Malti could easily live to be 50 plus years, and Bruce as well. It's not uncommon for them to exceed 50 years. 100 years has been reported. Suffice it to say, you know, if you're thinking about getting one of these long-lived animals, you need to think about your will. And actually, these guys were the primary motivation for me to get my affairs in order. So although I have no plans to pop off anytime soon, it is so important to have some kind of plan in place because at least here in Texas and in many areas, their pets are considered property. You know, and for any of us who love animals, that's kind of like stomach-turning information, but that's the way that our justice system looks at them. And so, you know, some of the high-profile cases where people have left multi-million-dollar fortunes to their pets versus, you know, the pet is just abandoned and you know, I read those cases where somebody died either from, you know, just longevity or, you know, COVID has prompted quite a bit of this, where some of these guys have had to be rehomed on an emergency basis. And you think I have snacks, don't you, Malti? She thinks I have snacks. She's like, why else would you be coming back here? Again and again and again. Yeah, no, you're not having special snacks yesterday. The amount of pineapple and blueberry and raspberry that you ate. So what Aww, Sabrina, I love that. That's so cool that you're sold on turtle and tortoise keeping. I actually have seen quite a bit of data recently suggesting that reptile keeping, and by that I don't just mean turtles and tortoises, but also, you know, bearded dragons, iguanas, snakes, the whole gamut, salamanders. I noticed Dylan was on the feed. I know he's the salamander and frog expert. And, you know, it's really on the rise because people perceive these animals as they're quiet. Most of them are relatively slow, at least in the category I'm dealing with turtles and tortoises. And people think they're easy and cheap. Let me just show you what I'm working on right now. I'll just show it to you because I'm sort of proud of it. I wish it was going the way I want it to, but it's just, I've hit a major snag. But that over there on what you're seeing kind of in the main frame right now is Bruce's enclosure. The one that you're seeing now where Pearl's sitting on top is Malti's enclosure. And in the middle is the Tortoise Habitat Expansion Project. And you see down here all of the wonderful gadgets and greenery and all kinds of stuff that I've purchased. This is a particular favorite, the mini chainsaw. I mean, I've kind of always wanted one of these, and now I have the perfect excuse. I just figured out today what that little black button in the center is for. If you turn it the wrong way, no matter how hard you try to push the screw in, it will not go. And that's because it's in reverse mode. So this is over $1,000 project that has... Oliver, I love that. Red-eared sliders are actually one of the hardest animals to care for. Everybody thinks that they're really, really easy because you find them in pet stores. And all the literature says they're a great turtle for beginners. But the truth is that once a red-eared slider reaches maturity, they can easily surpass 12 inches long, and they need 1 gallon of water for every inch of tortoise. So that's a 200-gallon pond for one turtle. So they're an amazing. I applaud your mother for keeping her animal, because what happens is so many people, they get to a certain size, they're no longer cute, they're stinky, they eat a lot, they are very restless, and so people say, oh, I'll just take it to the local park, and they bring the turtle, and it becomes an invasive species. And it outcompetes all the local flora and fauna and pushes back the development of and maintenance of the local wild populations, and it brings bacteria that the local wildlife has never been exposed to. So it's very, very important when you pick one of these animals. I mean, my mom and I rescued a red-eared slider hatchling a few weeks ago that was mangled by what looked like, maybe a wild animal or a dog bite, totally dehydrated. She thought it was dead when she first found it. And with a little rehydration and some food, we were able to release the little hatchling. But I mean, it tore at my heartstrings because they're so small and cute. I mean, who wouldn't love to keep company with a beautiful baby animal? But the truth is it doesn't last long, and I can't possibly provide the way that DP Cutts, you saw a lot of that yesterday, didn't you? We went to Grandma and Grandpa's house. Yeah. So this is Malti's enclosure. This is her end. And my plan right now is to open it up, because Malti basically stays. You can see the other end of it over here. This is the umbrella that I have to figure out how to get back in the ground. But this is kind of her sleeping area, and I've got a little tarp up here to kind of give her some protection from the elements. And this is, I haven't started really planting out this part yet because I'm just not sure what's going to grow back here, but she likes it. And there's several food rocks back there. So she just basically stays. Red-footed tortoises are roaming species, which means, in a wild setting, they could easily, and they're opportunistic feeders, and they're foraging and scavenging species. So often they have to roam quite a bit to get their dietary requirements met. Bruce's species, the three-toed box turtle, on the other hand, is geolocated to their home. It's called, site fidelity. That's what it's called, site fidelity. They really have a strong, innate, instinctual need to stay as close to the exact spot where they were born as possible. And if a box turtle is taken out of the wild because somebody, thinks they're cute or so friendly, because box turtles are very expressive animals. Oh, and on a future live stream, I'll be able to show you this. But Arun, thank you so much for your donation. That is so awesome. I can't wait to see how much we raise at the end of this fundraising event, which is so fun. And thank you so much, Alex and Mammalz, for putting this together and inviting me to be a part, right? So basically, Bruce stays full-time. He is not releasable. He was found as a wild feral. He was actually rescued to me twice in 1 week. And he stays full-time in this enclosure, which is 3.5 feet by 6 feet. Well, as Malti has transitioned to living full-time in the other area, I'm thinking, gosh, I could give him a lot more room. His main thing is he's very bonded to me, so he really likes to come out and hang out with me and of course with Pearl. I mean, who wouldn't, right? But this would give him. But Malti is rarely in here, and so I'm just going to go ahead and use this panel to kind of block off if I have to put her in here because we're having work done at the house or something. But you'll notice that the environment in Bruce's habitat is quite different than the environment in Malti's habitat. For starters, because Malti likes to sit on all her plants, and that's why her habitat is relatively plush right now, and it's kind of, you know, thanks to all my 99-cent shamrocks I got at the grocery store and the $4 ferns I found at Kroger and all kinds of different stuff. It's pretty well planted right now, but she will. I've seen her flatten one of these giant ferns in 5 days flat. Versus Bruce, you know, his habitat pretty much is self-maintaining as long as I don't mess with it too much. And I know we're coming to the end of our time together. It's been so nice to be with you and see so many friends and folks from different platforms popping on and sharing generosity with our fundraising event here today and asking such awesome questions. And I really want to encourage you to head over to Mammalz and find us. We're Love and Feathers and Shells. And you can also pop over. I've been doing a lot on Instagram lately. And we'll be alerting people to future events like this there and on our Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and all the good places we're streaming this event to today. But just grateful to be a part of the greater Mammalz community. There is a lot going on, guys. There's so many amazing people in the world doing amazing things, and perhaps you're one of them, you know. Maybe you want to come and join us. Maybe you want to be a part of a future live stream yourself. And I totally encourage you. When I started connecting with the Mammalz folks, I thought because I keep, you know, more pet animals or domestic animals, I thought, oh, maybe I don't fit in. And Alex and Pam and the whole team kind of had to, you know, they had to be patient with me and lots of encouragement. And today we love being a part and learning about how interconnected we all really are. So just want to say thank you. Please donate if you have the means. And, you know, if that doesn't work for you, you can donate by sharing a little bit of your time to let others know that we're doing this. And maybe they'll want to be a part. And I look forward to connecting with everyone again very soon. You want to say goodbye, Pearl? Flash Gordon Cutts. Flash Gordon Cutts is awesome. Flash Gordon Cutts, if y'all don't know, you need to head over to Mammalz and meet him. He is our standard wire-haired dachshund, and he and Malti are best friends, literally. Like, I really mean that in the same way that you and I probably have our Homo sapien best friends. Flash and Malti are besties. Yeah. So Malti is definitely a dachshund on the inside. She's just, if you've looked inside Malti, you'd probably see a stomach on 4 legs. Because that's really that's her. Oh, Arun, thank you for such a sweet comment. I really, really appreciate your encouragement and all of the wonderful contributions that you're making as well. Do you see it? Did you see it? One of the hawk parents just flew over the top of the casa. Okay, do you want to close us out, Pearl? Would you like to close us out? Yeah, so photogenic, so feathery, yeah. Would you like to sing a song, maybe? Okay, that's a nice one. Yeah, maybe do a dance number. Okay, yeah, or you could just sit there and look cute. Another feather specialty. Yep, uh-huh. Right now I'm learning animal communication, and Pearl is my official muse. Did you just see the HAWK? This is his signature. I just saw an HAWK look. Yeah, I know they're out there, aren't they? Yeah. Thank goodness you have a professional 24/7 mommy guard. Yeah, and don't forget to visit us at loveandfeathersandshells.com, which is kind of our hub in the online world. It's where you can find out about everything we're doing. Join our mailing list and you can be notified about the next Mammalz Live event that we'll be doing. And we've got an awesome Patreon, and we donate to charities every single month, including Turtle Survival Alliance and the Gabriel Foundation for rescue parrots, right? Yeah, we sponsor a white-faced cockatiel named Coco, don't we? Yeah, we sure do. We sure do. Well, it's been lovely to be with all of you. Our website is loveandfeathersandshells.com, and looking forward to connecting for all the other wonderful presentations. Be sure to stay connected and tuned in for all the other great events that we have going on this afternoon. Okay, we'll sign off for now. All of our love. Bye-bye.